Simplifier. I'm going to be showing you today in this video how to update to iOS 5 on your iOS device. In my case, I was using my iPhone 4. Okay, so you've got to make sure that you have actually met those must attain 4 steps in order to update your iOS device to iOS 5. First of all, you have to update to the latest version of iTunes and update to macOS X Line 10.7.2. Those 2 steps can be achieved right from here. When you go to the software update and it starts checking for an update for the software, it's going to give you in the list the update for iTunes and the update for OS X Line 10.7.2. Once you have found them over there, you must update to those 2 versions for the iTunes and the OS X Line. Once that's done, make sure that you have removed any other USB devices connected to your Mac, and the only USB device connected is the USB device connected to your iOS device. And finally, make sure your firewall is disabled in the security settings. Now, for those of you who don't know how to do that, I'm going to be showing you quickly how to. You go to the system preferences over here, you go to the security and privacy, and once you're there, you're going to find in those tabs a tab called as firewall. Go to it and make sure that the firewall is off, and if it's on, simply press the lock, enter your account, your administrator password, and switch it off. Once that's done, you're all set to update your iOS device. In my case, I'm going to be updating over here my iPhone 4, but it has already been updated, software version 5.0. Now today, as you already today is actually the 2nd day since the release of iOS 5. I tried to update my iPhone 4 yesterday to iOS 5, but I wasn't able because it would give me an error in the range of 3000. It would give me an error 3014. If an error is received in this range except for 3914, then all what you have to do is wait for 2 hours, or even like what I've done, you may even wait for a day, which is what I've done. I woke up today and I've tried to update to iOS 5 and I was successful in updating it. So you just have to wait for a longer period of time to update to iOS 5 if you get an error message in the range of 3000 except 3914. If you get any other errors outside this range, or if you get error 3914, then as soon as that message pops up in iTunes, press on more information and you can check out more information at Apple's website. Now, for those of you who want explanation for this, those who are getting errors in the range 3000 except 3914, those errors are nothing more than errors indicating that there are too many people updating. In other words, they are keeping the server busy and down. So when you wait for 2 hours or more, or a day, for example, you're simply waiting till the server is free again, so that as you can get in and update to iOS 5. I have done this and I've waited for 1 day, and as soon as I woke up today, I updated to iOS 5 and I was successful in doing that. So those are all the necessary steps that you need to update to iOS 5, and as I said, if you get any error messages outside the range of 3000, or if you get an error message 3914, then as soon as the error message pops up in iTunes, press on more information, and at Apple's support website, see your error number and find out its solution over there. I've only illustrated in this video the solution for the error that I have met, and make sure that you have attained all of those 4 must-attain steps. Okay? And like this, you can simply update over here, and like this, you'll be updated to version 5.0. Now, for those of you with jailbroken iPhones with the applications, there is something I am guessing, I'm not sure of, which is over here. If I go to the apps, you're going to find over here many apps. For example, Boost 2. All of those apps are not for free in the App Store, but I've downloaded them using Installous on my previous version of iPhone. However, they are there in iTunes. So what I believe, or what I guess, is that when you jailbreak your iOS 5 and then you install one of those applications, I guess they're going to be successfully installed. Because if your iPhone or iOS device is not jailbroken yet and it's iOS 5, if you try to install one of those applications, it will give you an error message on the iPhone that the installation was not successful. That's what I believe. I'm not sure of this, because if it's not true, then you have to go to Installous and download and install all the applications that you had on the previous version of the iPhone. So for those of you who are ready to risk it all, then do it and just wait till the untethered jailbreak is there and check it out yourselves. For those who don't want to risk and see from people's experience, then all you've got to do is just wait for my next video as soon as the untethered jailbreak for iOS 5 comes, and I'm going to tell you how can you back up your applications so that everything remains as it is, including the game saves and everything. Well, that's it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Please rate and subscribe, and if you have any comments, leave it below.